I have personal failings. I am only human. And I didn't stop being a human when I became the mayor.
Tonight, Nashville Mayor Megan Bayor holds an emotional news conference as the fallout from her admitted affair with her police bodyguard continues.
Bayor met with reporters tonight just hours after making her first admission to NewsChannel 5 Investigates.
And we begin our team coverage tonight with our chief investigative reporter, Phil Williams, who first broke this story this afternoon. Phil.
You know, from the beginning, our focus has been on the mayor's use of taxpayer money for travel around the world, as well as tens of thousands of dollars in overtime, expenses that we discovered you paid for.
And I'm very embarrassed and I'm deeply ashamed and I'm very sorry. But when I've had an extramarital affair.
The mayor made the dramatic admission just 5 days after NewsChannel 5 Investigates began asking her office for documentation about how she and her longtime police bodyguard, Sergeant Rob Forrest, spent taxpayer money. Forrest was assigned to Bayor right after the election in 2015, and the affair, she says, began shortly after that.
The affair was between two middle-aged consenting adults, and it was a mistake to do this, and I'm deeply sorry.
Why did you not say at some point, if I'm going to have this relationship, he needs to be removed from my detail?
That was a mistake, and I should have.
During 2017, travel records show Forrest traveled with the mayor to San Francisco, Salt Lake City, Denver, Washington several times, as well as New York. In September, he flew with her to Athens, Greece, the next month to Paris, all at taxpayer expense. Were all of those legitimate business trips?
Absolutely, every single one of them. And if it hadn't been Sergeant Forrest who would have been traveling with me as detail, there would have been other detail and traveling with me. The detail security policy is set by the police department, and they say I have to travel with security.
Forrest was also assigned to protect former mayors Bill Purcell and Carl Dean. We discovered that he averaged $34,000 a year in overtime for the last 3 years of Dean's term. But after Bayor took office, Forrest's overtime pay increased to just below $60,000 in fiscal year 2015-16. The next year, that increased to more than $75,000, bringing his total pay to more than $157,000. A Metro Police spokesperson said that overtime reflects the fact that Bayor has kept, quote, a daunting schedule since her election. Was he getting paid by taxpayer at any point when you all were having your personal time?
No.
Do you or Sergeant Forrest feel the need to pay taxpayers back?
I think Sergeant Forrest did his job, and I think that he did it with what was the policy of the police, providing me security when I was working. And I think that's what those records reflect. But I don't think that's what this is about. I mean, I think what this is about is being truly sorry for hurting people and for abusing the trust of Nashvillians and saying how sorry I am for that.
But that apology, she says, pales in comparison to the one she's making to her husband.
Bruce and I have a lot to work through, and we're working through it. I'm really blessed that I have a husband who is supportive of me, who has been there for me. We've been through a lot together, and this is something that personally we're going to work through.
Now, the mayor's office gave us her calendar not long before we sat down with the mayor. And in that interview, she urged us to compare her schedule with Sergeant Forrest's overtime so that we could see that it was all on the up and up. And Rory, of course, that's what we'll be doing in the hours and days ahead.
And Phil, going into this interview, you really had no idea what she was going to say. Really remarkable what she did say. What was the tone like today?
You know, the tone, what really struck me is it was the same off camera as you saw on camera, just very contrite.
Right. All right, Phil, we look forward to further stories from you.